Good morning, community on the West Coast. And good afternoon, I believe, to the East Coast. How you doing? I am Jenenne Macklin, transformational speaker, wealth guide, and catalyst. And I wanted to hop on today to say hello. So Monday mindset was silence. I probably should have put that on here. Monday mindset was silence. I was truly in silence yesterday. And then last night on our coast, we got a bad governor. Gavin Newsom was like, we're going to start opening things up. Between him and Como, if Como was president and Newsom was vice president, USA would rock. And when he says that, I thought, oh, really? So I felt a sense of, okay, well, maybe this is going to shift some. I don't know if that's really going to happen or not. But tell me, how many of you that come on here are essential staff? How many of you are going to work every day? Can you give me a shout out? Just so I know who's here in the community. And then the next thing I thought was, how many times do we have experiences that we're in and we're so caught up in them that we make promises to ourselves, but when we're in the experience and have the opportunity to fulfill our promises to ourselves, we're so caught like deers in the headlight looking at the present thing. You know, the present thing right now is the virus. But what would you say if tomorrow they said, okay, you can go back to work if you're not working? Is there anything during that time where you would have made a promise to yourself? You know, when I worked, and I worked most of my whole life, I remember always saying, when I get some time off, I'm going to do this. When I get some time off, I'm going to do that. And when the time off would come, because I hadn't set a schedule, I hadn't set a structure, I didn't have a strategy, the time would come and go. And I didn't do all the stuff that I felt like my job was preventing me from doing. Because I had a 9 to 5. I'm a licensed clinical social worker by profession. Love working with kids, 5 years old all the way up. And so I appreciated it. I enjoyed it. But oftentimes, ooh, that's pretty. Hold on, look at this. Oftentimes, though, I would say, gosh, when I get my time off, I'm going to do this, this, and this. But I didn't. And so I just wanted to ask you, what have you promised yourself? And let's break it into the different areas of your life. Take a piece of paper and draw a circle and cut it into 4s. One of those is your health. One of those is your finances, your money. One of those is your relationship. And one of those is your spirituality. What did you promise yourself, since I'm walking, as it relates to your health? Even if you go back to your 2020 New Year's resolution, what did you promise yourself that you wanted that you would do? And the reason why I'm asking is because so often we don't keep our promises to ourselves. We'll keep promises to everybody else. We will break our neck to make sure that this person has what they say they need. This person has what we think they need, even though they didn't ask. This is what the church says. This is what the choir says. This is what the usher board says. This is what my mom needs. This is what my kids need. Oh, my neighbor needs this. But what about the promise to yourself? What promises did you make at the beginning of this year? What were those things that you wanted to get done? And have you kept your promise to yourself? Now, I think I said health. So let's look at what was it for health. Was it as simple as you're going to drink more water? Was it that you're going to get more sleep? Was it that, hey, David, how are you, my dear? I did stretch, I have to let you know. And that did feel a lot better. We just had rain right after that. So I ended up doing a lot of my yoga stuff in the house instead. So I'm heading out today, but I'm just going to do my 4 miles. No, I'm going to do my 3 miles today instead of 4 miles. How are you, young man? Mr. Fitness. So we're talking about health anyway. So what did you promise yourself? Even if you're an essential worker, it's important for you that you maintain your health. That's what we want for you. So, what is the promise you made yourself regarding your health? Was it around the liquid you would drink? You would drink more water and decrease the sugar drinks? Was it that you'd eat more vegetables? I just went to the store to get like 7 bunches of kale. I just wanted it fresh instead of frozen. So what was it about your eating? More vegetables? Was it sleeping? You'd get more sleep? You'd set up a routine in your house where everybody would go to bed at a certain time and the house would be quiet? What about your meditation? Because you know that's part of your health, right? If you're meditating, if you're visioning, if you're saying your affirmations, all that's part of your health. That keeps you aligned, keeps you centered, and more importantly, it keeps you connected. You know, I see why people don't wear these masks. Going up a doggone hill. It keeps you connected to something bigger than you. So don't think affirmations and meditation and all that is just around spiritual. That's for your health. That's not only for your emotional and your spiritual health and your physical health. So what was the promise you said, because all my friends will get upset with me, where's your mask? What was the promise that you said to yourself that you have the time now to act on? Because see, I don't know about you. When I was younger, I make a promise, didn't keep it, no big deal. Make a promise, didn't keep it, no big deal. But now that I've gotten older, when I make promises to myself, I want to keep them. Because it says to me, I honor me. They won't know. It says to me that I love me. It says to me that I'm important. It says to me that I'm important just as much as everyone else, or particularly my son. So, what's the promise that you made to yourself, and how are you keeping it? Because see, this will pass. It is true. This too shall pass. This downtime that we have, it'll pass. Morning. What the other side of it looks like, I don't know. I don't even care. Because as long as I stay centered, as long as I'm taking care of me in these 4 areas, today is just going to be health, then I'm good for whatever comes. If I can't take care of my mind, if I take care of my heart and my spirit, whatever comes, I'll be okay. And I believe that's true for all of us. I believe this is such a time for us to take total and complete responsibility for the choices we're making, for our life, for ourselves, for our neighbors. I had one neighbor speak to me today for the first time. I almost passed out. That man has walked by my house for the last 13 years and never said a word to me. He would look at me. I would look at him and say hi. He wouldn't say a word. He said hello to me today. I was so happy to say hello to that man. But then I was scared to say hi and what's your name? Because I know where he lives. I was just happy to get the hi. And then I told you guys on another live, I think, one of my neighbors, we end up walking the hill up to the top for the 4 miles. But how are you keeping your promises to yourself? We're just in April. Some of us had New Year's resolutions. Are you acting on them? And if not, how come you're willing to give up on you so much quicker than giving up on anybody else? Hi, Kate. See, we won't give up on our kids. We won't give up on our parents. I got a feisty 95-year-old godfather, grandfather up Northern California. I won't give up on him. He's so doggone feisty. He's so tired of Mr. Man up there in the White House. He just fusses and cusses. But his feistiness is what says to me, if at 95 he can do it, what are we doing at whatever ages we are? 20, 30, 40, 50, 60? And he is 100% true to himself. So what will it take for you to keep the promise to yourself? Because see, here's where it is. You won't keep the promise to yourself. How are you going to keep the promise to God? How are you going to keep the promise to your higher self? How are you going to keep the promise to living the dream that you say you want to live, or living the life that you say you want to live. Because it's nobody else's responsibility to live your promise but you. Now, here's the thing. Hold on. The entire universe will support you in keeping and honoring your promise to yourself. You got that? It's not just me. Although you make a promise with me, I'll keep it. But the entire universe will support you energetically when you keep your promises to yourself. The universe is excited to support you. It's waiting for your energy to get up high enough that it can say yes and support you in the manifestation of the very dreams that you say that you want. But if you're wavering, one day you're like, okay, well, yeah, I want to look good, or yeah, I want to be healthier, yeah, I want to write the book, or yeah, I kind of want my marriage to work out, or yeah, I want some good loving. Yeah, but it's kind of weak, yeah, it's kind of low vibration. Versus a, yeah, I'm going to make this happen, and nobody's going to stop me. We get to determine that. We're the ones completely and totally in charge of that. You can't blame mama, sister, brother, employer, nobody else, except for our willingness to keep our promise to ourselves. So I hear, well, how do we do that? That's not a big deal. How do you keep all your promises to everybody else that you make? Because we're overbooked. So what is it that makes you keep your promises? Woo! Morning to everybody else, but not to yourself. Did you decide they were more important than you? Did you decide that they had greater value than you? Did you decide that they deserve it more than you? How come keeping the promise to you goes on the back burner and you keep the promises to everybody else? Did you think you're going to get brownie points in heaven or something? I know, I can hear you say, well, Jenenne, it feels good. But I want it to feel good for you to keep your promises to yourself too. And I want you to start there. So today, what's the promise you made to yourself regarding your health for 2020? Measure where you were, where you want to be, and where you are on the continuum of getting there. Did you say you'd walk? Did you say you drink more water? Did you say you exercise? Now here's the thing. Ask yourself, what are the excuses you're giving yourself to let yourself off the hook? No one's going to come and do it for you. And you have to be your biggest cheerleader. You do. I'm sorry. You do. And the world may have made you think that, you know, when you start something, you're going to do something, everybody's going to be like, yay, yay, go, go. And we may be for a moment. But after that moment passes, it's yours. You have to do it. You see me out here walking. Nobody's walking with me. Nobody's helping me walk these steps. Nobody's helping me get up the mountain except for David's encouragement and telling me how I need to stretch. It's always going to be on us individually to put one foot in front of the other for what it is we say we want, and to keep motivating ourselves. How do you motivate yourself to stay in the game? Every day. What is it that you use to motivate you? Morning. To stay in the game. That's got to come from within us. There's nobody in my house saying, baby, honey, sweetie, pie, whatever, get up, you got to go walk. Nobody says that to me. And that little young man who's not little, he really not saying it because he's still asleep. So what is the commitment that you will make to yourself to keep your promise for health? Start with health today. What will you do? Write it down. What time do you need to go to bed? How many hours of sleep do you need? How much water? It's going to suffocate on the thing. How much water do you need to drink for your body type, for your weight? What kind of exercise do you need to do? And what else we need to do? You need to look at what you're eating. What are you eating? Oh my God, you know, I think he told us last time we were here, what is it, 30 grams of carbs? Because the carbs is what's going to get you in these days. You gotta watch those carbs. Like I said, I just went and bought like 6 bunches of fresh kale because I like, oh my God, I need some fresh food in me. So what are those things? Write it down. Put it someplace where you can see it. Honor you. You matter. You matter. You've got to matter to you more than anything else. Anyone else, first and foremost. Don't buy that BS that, oh, you're being selfish. Well, they've been laying that on us for a long time. You have to decide if you're going to believe it or not. Is it really selfish to make sure you eat healthy? Is it really selfish to make sure you know that you've got your water and you're drinking your water? Is it selfish to get a good night's sleep? Is it selfish to exercise? What? Is it selfish to sit and hold affirmations and think positively? Is it selfish to sit in the sun or to acknowledge all the beauty around us and say thank you for it? No, none of that is selfish, and all of it will take care of all of this to sustain you. And it's not just through this. This is how you begin to live your life. This isn't like, oh, well, this is cute. We'll do this during coronavirus and then we'll go back to no. This is about making a personal shift. That's what this whole thing is about. Making a personal shift in the quality of the life that you're living. And you now have the time to do it. There's nothing to stop you except for, you can fill that in, right? You. So I'll be on tomorrow with another section of the body, the mind and the spirit, for us to focus on. Sorry, I got on a little late, but I did. I hit Whole Foods first thing. I was like, I need some kale. I don't even know where I'll put all this kale, but I put some in the house and a refrigerator outside and put some out there. I know I'm acting like it's a shortage of kale, right? But my son likes it, which is like, wow, let me get plenty of kale, because he don't act like he don't like any vegetables at all. But this is about your commitment to you. And I want you to think about it before you go back in if you're not working. I don't want you to go back to work the same way. I want you to go back with a different mindset for yourself, holding yourself in greater esteem, holding yourself in greater value, loving on yourself more, respecting yourself more. Look at the schedule you were living. Was it good for your health? Were you just running from place to place to place to place, getting it done, I got it done, I got it done, I got it done. And at the end of the day, you're so tired you don't know what to do? And here's the other thing. Were you feeling fulfilled with all those things you were doing? See, there's not much that I do that doesn't bring me joy. I can complain about my glute on the same right side, but it's not going to stop me from making this walk and making this truck. It's not going to stop me from exercising. I can complain about standing in line or whatever, but it's not going to stop me from getting the food that I know is quality for my body. This is like a machine. And you know, those of us that have computers, they update from 1.0, then it goes to 2.0, then it goes to 3.0. So it's constantly updating. Well, this is about us, updating what we do with this body. This is a machine. It needs certain things, certain ways. It doesn't necessarily need all the stuff we're putting in there. So look at the life you were living. Write out your day. Go sit somewhere quietly and remember what it was. You got up, you did this, you did that, you went here, you did this. How was it for you when you were sitting at work? Then maybe you picked up your kids. How much time did you spend with them? Or were you on the phone while the kids were getting in the car? Because you were talking to somebody about some gossip stuff instead of acknowledging their presence. And what about your evening routine? Did you even have a routine? Look at all of those places and spaces this day when it comes to health. How much time do you spend in front of the TV? How much time do you spend in noise versus how much time you spend in silence and stillness? Can you be still? Are you afraid to be still? Are you afraid to be alone? Just do your own internal observation for you. Because any external changes you're going to make will be based on the internal steps that you take. It happens inside first, then it shows up outside. And you know that. Good morning. You know that because you know what you put in, what you eat. You know how it shows up on the outside of your body. You just know it unconsciously. So for me, this whole time is for us to get conscious. America had us moving so fast at such a speed. It was like every time you turn around, there was a sale or something to spend money on. Well, Easter shut that down. And yet people still had a wonderful Easter. Next one's going to be Memorial Day. You know, they have to get everything open for Memorial Day. That's far less about the holidays and more about spending money and keeping the economy going. So I'm going to keep on walking up here. I already fixed some cabbage this morning that we'll have for dinner later maybe, but it's there. Hooked up some potatoes and red onions and some orange bell peppers. Sauteed those and left them there for the boy. And then I'll go back and fix some kale and a smoothie for me. And what will you do today? What will you do with the promise that you make to yourself? Oh, and hold on. Some of you may say, well, Jenenne, I didn't make a promise to myself. Well, make a promise today, okay? Start now. This is the one body. See, the thing about this virus is it's a health crisis. It's saying to us, we are not being healthy. That's what it's saying. You can get caught up on whether it was China, or Wahoo, whatever, China, and it came from here or there, or it was from the bats, or the government did it and created it. The government created it. I don't care where it came from. What I care about is what is the message that it's bringing to us. What is the message? And the message is, what is the quality of your health? Without your health, without our body, what can you do? And your body and your health is based on your mind. So that's what this is. This is a health crisis. This is, what are you eating? This is, what are you sleeping? This is what pre-existing conditions you already have that you can make changes in. But you know what? I get that people are lazy. But how can you be lazy for you? You are such a gift. You are so amazing. You are one of a kind design. There's nobody like you. How can you give up on you? How can you not eat the way that this body needs? Not what you like, what feels good, what soothes the pain, and what takes away the disappointment. No. How can you honor this amazing gift of a body that we've been given? How can you do that better and better? Because the whole thing is about health. It's not the food crisis, but look at how health is connected to so many things. And here we go. This is different sage. I planted some of this last year for this year, and now it's showing up, but I got it because of that. You see the hummingbird back there? That's why I put these in my yard. I don't know if you can see him. He's all the way back there. They are some of the most precious creatures that Spirit has made. Ooh, look at that. Can you see that? That's why I go for a walk. Because I want to be reminded of the magic that's still here in spite of our bad behavior at times. I don't know if you can see it. It's green, but that's what I love. That's why I exercise just about every day outside. So I hope the health crisis, so to speak, has alerted you, not made you nervous, not made you fearful, but made you aware of how can I be better to me and keep the promise to me. To be whole, to be healthy, and to live from that awareness, whole, healthy, and complete. Yes, yes. Notice what promises you made. Notice the promises you're keeping to yourself. And only you know you made them. I don't need you to be judgmental. I didn't ask you to go beat yourself up and give yourself a hard time. Well, I said I was going to lose 5-10 pounds and I haven't lost it. That's not going to serve anybody. I just want you to reconnect to what those promises were. And then reignite them. Activate them. They're yours. It's your agreement to you. This is your life. You get to live it how you choose to live it. Sorry about that. You get to live it how you choose to live it. Now, granted, you can live it any way you want to. I'm just saying, when you want to make some things happen in your life, when you want to attract greater abundance, when you want to attract greater money and wealth into your life, when you're looking at that, one of the first places I need for you to start is what is the promise that you're willing to keep to yourself. Because see, when we start talking about attracting money or attracting wealth, there's going to be promises you need to make that you'll need to keep for it to manifest. And it may manifest overnight. It may manifest in a week or two or a month. Will you stay in the game for the long haul until what you want to manifest shows up? And that only happens if you're willing to keep the promise. We're talking about attracting from what's invisible and bringing that into visibility. And through the whole journey, you've got to keep the promise to yourself. So as I go up my hill, that's where I'm going. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going up there, you see the mountains? That's where I'm going. As I go up my hill, I want you to recognize where the hills are in your life and how much you're willing to simply put one foot in front of the other. When will your health become non-negotiable? When will your health become non-negotiable? Not that it's an option to be healthy, but it's non-negotiable. You want to get off the pills. You want to eat in a way that feels good to you. You want to not walk around feeling so heavy because you're carrying so much weight. When will your health become non-negotiable? And when it's non-negotiable, you will reach your goal. You will keep your promises to yourself. I hope everyone had a wonderful day yesterday, however you chose to celebrate that. Today is Tuesday. Okay, on Sunday, I missed a day. So I still hope you had a wonderful day yesterday. I'll be here again tomorrow. We have 3 more areas I want to talk to you about. Keeping a promise to yourself. Let me know below where you are. I need to take a drink of water. Let me know below if you're essential staff. We do prayers quietly for everyone, but particularly for them. So we just want to send some love and light to you as well. I don't care what it is. You can get up and walk around your block 5 times. Get your heart pumping. Give it what it needs to stay strong. In the meantime, take good care. I'll see you tomorrow, probably about this same time. I won't be going to the store tomorrow. Know that you have more power than you give yourself credit for. And right now is that time. Now that I caught my doggone breath. There are no droplets around here but mine. But anyway, maybe they're going to come out of the tree. Whatever promise you made to yourself, I want you to revisit it. I want you to look at why you gave up on you and how you can reactivate that commitment to yourself. Yes, yes? Cool deal. Take good care. Have an amazing day. An amazing day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.